anyway, today I have on David Amore, and I love this episode. Where has David Amore been all my life? Okay, David Amore is a guy who is in the lifestyle, and he happens to also be into guys. He's a bi guy in the lifestyle. Can't fucking suck a dick at any parties or anything. He had a first wife. They were swingers. He talks about that, why it didn't work for them, and then eventually he wound up meeting the woman he's with now. And he swore off the lifestyle because it was so bad with his first wife. But like I said, he was always into being very sexual. And eventually him and his girl, the new girl, got back into it. Actually, wait till you hear his story about how he met her. He met her when he was like married. But she was like down. She was a vanilla girl, but she was like down to try different things out. And he didn't want to get involved in the lifestyle again, but he tried it out with the new girl and it just fucking clicked, and he's living his best life. But what eventually happened between them is amazing, because here's a guy that was always into guy and guy action, and his new girl loves it and is totally down for it, but he couldn't really engage in that kind of action at any of the clubs because unfortunately in the lifestyle they're very anti guy and guy action. For some reason I always talk about it, but he's not, and he's into it. And eventually him and his girl started throwing parties. He talks about how that all came to be. They started throwing parties that, allowed bi guys and bi action. And it just grew and grew to the point where now they have a whole community called Club Amore. Okay. ClubAmoreNC.com. They're based in North Carolina. This guy is like out and proud on my podcast. Okay. Like they are in the North Carolina area. They throw these events and these parties. It has grown. It's more than just an event and a party. It's a whole community. They have Facebook groups, they have apps, and they do have parties. And at their parties, everything goes. Okay. And it's not just like, oh, they're accepting of bi people. They're accepting of every kink, BDSM, anything people are fucking into. They're down for it. That's how they roll. And they have found that rolling that way has only made their community larger and stronger. Because listen, there are a lot of people out there in the lifestyle who are into things that maybe aren't accepted even in the lifestyle. And, those kinds of people are dying for a place to go. And now there is a place. I'm like, where has this guy been all my life? Because I'm always talking about guy and guy action, especially in the lifestyle. Why is it not allowed? Well, it is allowed at Club Amore. So you're going to fucking go there if you want to. It's in North Carolina. He gives out all of the information. Like I said, it's Club AmoreNC.com. I'll put a link in the description. You're going to love his story. It's super interesting how he explains how it happened and where he came from and, what his whole community is. It's so much more than just like sex going down at his events. It is a community, and that's what he loves about it. You're going to love him. Eventually, him and his girl are going to come back on, and we're going to do like a Q&A. I think that would be super fun. We talk about that towards the end. But anyway, I'm going to get right to it and be right back on with David.
This is the Strictly Anonymous podcast.
Hi, David Amore. Or no, David. Is your last name Amore?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hi, David Amore. Welcome to the Strictly Anonymous podcast. How are you today?
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm a big fan of yours. Been watching you or listening to you for years. Great
Oh my
show.
God, why did it take you so long to call? Because listen, the reason why I wondered if Amore was your last name, let me just give you a quick introduction, is because you started a swingers club called Amore, and you happen to be a bi guy. So bi action is going down at your club. And all I ever talk about on my show is about how it's so not fair that there's still a stigma in the lifestyle, but not at Club Amore. And we're going to talk all about it. I'm like, I can't believe you've been listening to my show and have held out for this long to come on as a guest.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was a little shy and
Really?
maybe wasn't ready to call out. And, to be honest with you, I would rather just do this not anonymous, just be like, yo, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. And this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I love that. But you weren't there like 2 years ago is what you're saying?
Right. Yeah. It was. Well, especially my fiance, she's not, ready. And I guess if you really did some, digging and you found me, then you could find her,
And then her friends find out and she doesn't want anyone to know kind of thing?
Yeah, but now we're deep into it, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh my God, I love it. I can't wait to get your whole story. This is super interesting. Okay, so listen, David Amore, first of all, give a shout out of where Club Amore is. We're going to work towards, where in your life you start this club and everything, but give a shout out to where it is, the location. And, just so everyone knows, I'll put the link and everything in the description. But where's the Club Amore located?
Okay, yeah, we're kind of central North Carolina
Uh-huh.
in the Charlotte surrounding areas. And we have our website, www.clubofmorenc.com. And that will give you a good idea of what we're all about. And it will also show you the network or the app that we've developed
Oh, I love
for
it.
you.
Okay, so let's get to it, David Amore. Now, this fiance, is this your first woman that you've been married to, or were you married before?
So yeah, I was previously married.
Okay.
I mean, we tried the lifestyle and we did a little bit here and there, but it just wasn't a good fit.
You and your
We
first
just
wife,
couldn't
you mean?
agree. Yeah, me and my first wife. Yeah. Yeah. We were
Okay,
married
let's
for like 12, 14 years, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go all the way back though. Now, when did you realize
Whoa.
that you were
Okay.
when you know that if you listen to my show, you know. Okay, listen,
Yeah.
when did you realize that you were kind of into guy and guy action?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I was always like a sexually charged person, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
like even as a child. So I would say around like 12 or 13, I was the kid playing doctor with the other kids in neighborhoods,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
neighborhood, you know. And I got in trouble for that stuff too. But and
And
I mainly played with the boys because that's all, the girls just didn't want to play at that age. You know what I mean?
yeah, and the
So
boys were just as horny as you were.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so but then eventually as you start to get a little bit older and like you're home alone or doing your thing, is that when you like start to realize that you really are? Because I would assume that when you're just playing around
Oh
doctor
yeah.
shit, you don't really put it
No, yeah.
together, you know?
Yeah, no, and to fast forward just a little bit more, like
Yeah.
in my 20s, my early dating, I just wanted to share my partners all the time. And I would try to talk them into it. They'd be like, nah, nah, it's crazy. I don't want to do that, blah, blah. So I found my ex-wife, who is my ex-wife now. She was okay with it. Actually, her wedding gift to me was a threesome.
Oh, you're
So,
kidding with the guy.
no, with a woman.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So wait, so
yeah.
you're like, let me just back it up at 1 second. So you're like interested in sharing your partner with men or women when you say that you were wanting to share your girls all the time since the get
Well,
go?
yeah,
Men
yeah,
or
yeah.
women, like you want to have like
Yeah, it
threesomes and
doesn't
stuff.
matter to me. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just, I say bisexual, but really, I'm just sexual. I like to have sex with either.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
That's like hedonistic. Like you're just like into sex. So whoever
sure,
it is, whatever
sure.
you're down, right? In the
Yeah,
moment. Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
So no girls were into it, but your girl that you wound up marrying was like, I'll give you a threesome. So was it on the wedding night or like right after?
Oh no, yeah. It was like actually, I believe it was a couple weeks before we got
Oh.
married.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
okay. So
kind of
that
like
was like the
that.
pre thing. And how was
Yeah.
that? That was your first threesome?
Oh, it was incredible. Yeah, it was her and me and her friend. Man, we were just up for hours banging it out.
And now,
Yeah, it
wait a
was
second.
great.
Let me ask you this. So, it's your first time seeing her with a woman. Was it the first time her being with a woman?
Well, with her, she kind of leaned straight, so it was more like me giving them all the attention. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's cool. Okay. Was she into seeing you with the other women? Because I'm assuming you
Uh,
got to bang the other girl.
so yeah, not like in the moment it was cool and everything, but kind of like the next day she was like well, it was her best friend too, which
Oh
was
my God.
probably not the best thing to do,
She's in your
but
wedding
she wasn't.
party.
Yeah, she wasn't really feeling that experience so much, but she was glad she did it at the time and everything. But that kind of seemed to be like the issue for us in that marriage, where we would do things, but we could never find a happy place. You know what I mean?
Like she always tried stuff, but it was never something that she was really into, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it just never worked out to be like a fun experience for us. It actually hindered us, like our relationship.
Hey, want to give yourself like the best orgasm ever? Guests who have called into my show have said prostate orgasms are the best orgasms ever. Okay. They say they are like nothing they have ever experienced before. And that's why you need to get yourself a Butter Wellness perineum massager so you could have one. The reason why I love the Butter Massager is that it is designed to only be used externally. There is no need to put anything inside you. All you got to do is take their perineum massager and use it right on the outside of your taint. And if you don't know where your taint is, it's that super sensitive area right between your balls and your asshole. Now listen, massaging your prostate with the Butter perineum massager is not only going to give you stronger orgasms, it's also going to help combat ED and promote prostate health by increasing blood flow to your pelvic region. And the bonus is their massager is not only great for guys, you could use it on your female partner too. And right now, Butter Wellness is offering my listeners 20% off their whole order. So order up. Go get yourself the Butter Starter Kit, which includes the perineum massager plus a water-based lube. Buy as much as you can because you're going to get 20% off everything when you use my code STRICTLY at butterwellness.com. That's butterwellness.com. BUTTERWELLNESS.com. Use my code STRICTLY for 20% off your entire order.
Hungry for a great deal? We've got you. Our Circle K $3, $4, and $5 meal deals are in store now. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's easy to find something to love with our unbeatable value meal deals. Like a hot dog, chips, and a Polar Pop, just $3. Or any flavor 8.4-ounce Red Bull, breakfast sandwich, and hash brown, just $4. Dashboard dining? How about any 20-ounce Pepsi, Mountain Dew, or Starry, and 2 pizza slices, just $5. Make a meal of it today at Circle K. At participating locations, visit CircleK.com for details.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
Like she always tried stuff, but it was never something that she was really into, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it just never worked out to be like a fun experience for us. It actually hindered us, like our relationship.
That's interesting.
It kind of ruined us. Yeah.
Well, listen, I give her credit for trying, right? It just wasn't for her.
Yeah, and actually I heard she's still in the lifestyle.
What?
So.
Even though she tried with you and didn't like it? I don't get it.
Yeah. No, we definitely, we gave it a go, but I don't think we were a good fit for the lifestyle. Does that make sense?
I guess. So she's in the lifestyle like solo? Like she just didn't like to be in the lifestyle with like her lover?
No, I don't talk to her, honestly, but I do hear that she's with her, boyfriend in the lifestyle. She didn't like the bi aspect either.
Oh,
she really
you were
did
guys
not like that. Yeah, she really had a problem with it. She tried to give it a go, but it was a complete turnoff for her.
Well, listen, she tried. Like I said, you got to kind of give her credit. So when did that kind of stuff start? Like when did you guys, because you have this threesome, she's kind of not that into it. You get married. When do you guys start going when do you get into the lifestyle together?
Oh, yeah, that was like 25.
Wow.
24.
Was everybody chasing you around the club since you guys were like the young pieces of meat walking around?
Oh, that's how it goes. Yeah, especially around here we have we've got these hotel parties. So that's like when everybody goes, and if you're young, you're going to get a lot of attention.
Yeah, so there you are, you and your young bride, okay, and you guys start swinging. Now, do you immediately bring up to her, or did she always know that you were into dudes?
No, honestly, I think I held back on that, with her just a little bit because she's pretty conservative, type of, gal, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. So you never told her, or did she ever see it with a guy? Because you said she was very turned off by it. Was it her seeing other people do it, so you just didn't bring it up, or was it her seeing you do it?
Well, I mean, we're talking about, I was married for years, with a woman. So it, maybe took about a year or so until I told her that I was down for that, and she assumed anyway, because that's just me. I'm a pretty artsy kind of musician type. Mm-hmm. I like to have fun. It doesn't matter, if it's a man or a woman. She knew that, so But eventually she knew. I mean, she knew, and then she just wasn't down for it. It just didn't. Actually, she would call me like towards the end a homo and a faggot and all this stuff.
Oh God,
Yeah,
she
so
threw it in
she
your
was.
face.
Yeah, she was that type.
Yeah,
And then
that's not cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Anyway, I don't want to try to get too negative here, but yeah, that wasn't a good
It's
relationship.
not.
And
I
it
don't
didn't
call
work
it negative.
out.
I call it real life. Okay, real life. Everyone deals with it.
Yeah.
No, there's nobody out there that has a life that doesn't have some negativity in it. I mean, give me a break. You know what I mean? How many people have a
Yeah.
first wife and a second wife? Some people have thirds. I mean, come on. It's no big deal. It's a
Right.
part of your story. So there you were. I
Yeah.
mean, it is kind of interesting. I mean, you're married to this woman for 14 years. You guys are in the lifestyle. It's interesting to me that she hated it with you, but she's still in it with another guy. So I don't know, why you guys couldn't make it work. I guess you had other issues, but I mean, should we move past that first wife? Because did anything else go down with her?
So fast forward to the end of the marriage, we kind of decided that, well, we can't find people to play with because we're so different sexually and we want different things, and let's just open the relationship. And that means basically not polyamorous, but
Solo
you're
play.
able to go. Yeah, solo. Yeah.
And you weren't doing that before.
No, it was just, hey, let's go to a hotel party, same room kind of thing.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
try to have some fun, but we never did. It's like that.
Oh my God. What a downer. Okay, so now you start to play solo, and she's going out and banging guys, and you're going out and banging women and men?
Honestly, I didn't go for the guys first. I went for the women. I was on the Tinder. I was on all the apps looking for people, women to date and to have sex with.
Yeah. Is that how you met your next girl?
Yeah, that's exactly how I met her. So I downloaded Tinder.
Yeah.
And then it was in December, so it was right around Christmas, holiday season. I'm bored. 2 weeks in, I matched with her, and we just hit it off. I mean, and she's amazing. Lifestyle changed for me. My whole life changed.
Isn't that great? I think it gives hope to some people, or it can inspire some people who are stuck, in a terrible marriage. There's so many people that are trapped in terrible marriages, and they just think there's nothing better out there. You know what I mean? Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side.
Sometimes it really, sometimes it really is. It really is. You got to have hope. If you're in a bad situation or if a bad relationship, you can't work it out. There is always hope for something else.
Yeah, you could have a whole new life. So you meet this woman now. Are you on Tinder as a guy in the lifestyle, so she knows from the get-go what you're down for?
No.
Oh,
because,
really?
Because the one thing I learned is you don't want to be too forward about that. If you tell a woman straight up, hey, I'm in lifestyle, I'm looking for a partner in lifestyle, they don't want anything to do with you.
Oh my God, you're so funny. Yeah.
So you got to at least wait till the first date, and that's what I did. So I didn't bring up any of that stuff. We just talked about movies, music, all that stuff.
Okay.
Or, and texting, know. And on the first date, I was so nervous. I had to tell her. I was like, look, I got a secret to tell you. And she's like, okay, what's that? I thought she was going to throw a drink in my face. I was like,
yeah, but
hey,
what is the secret? Is the secret I'm married and I'm a swinger? I mean, did she know you were even married? Oh my God.
No, she didn't know any of that.
Oh my fucking! No wonder why you were nervous.
Yeah, because you got to drop a lot. I mean, it's hard.
That's
you
a
have
big
to
bomb.
drop a lot of. Yeah, you have to drop a lot of it. But luckily, we did a lot of texting before we went on the date. It's just a lot to drop on someone. So I don't think it's a good idea to text all that stuff. I think it's better if they get to know you first, and that. But she took it. I mean, she thought it was great. She's like, "Wow, does that mean I have to sleep with your wife?" I was like, "No, it doesn't."
Oh my God! And what was her history?
Yeah, I would call it, more she was, vanilla, not really lifestyle, but she was definitely a sexual person, recently separated and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. So now you tell her you're married, but you're in the lifestyle, but you have permission. It's all cool.
Yeah.
And you start seeing her now. Are you and your wife going home and telling each other about your other partners, or are you so
Of course,
disconnected?
yeah.
Oh, you are. Okay.
No. We at least had that. We had good communication where we were on on the same page and everything. She had a boyfriend, and this was like my first date because I wasn't able to get any dates because I was doing what we were talking about before. I was dropping everything on the first conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. So you learned. You learned. That's how you learned.
Right, right. So I finally got my first date, and it was amazing. We played pool because she's amazing at pool, and I was like, yeah, whatever, yeah, sure. But she beat my ass so bad.
Yeah,
It
that's
was a
hot,
great
right?
date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long are you and your wife like seeing other people? Like you have this girlfriend, she's got that boyfriend. How long does that all last?
Well, I would say about honestly 6 months. I mean, it was pretty quick, and my ex-wife wasn't too happy with it, and because it kind of got feelings for the other woman, and which is totally okay.
Was she having feelings for her guy? No.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she was kind of getting jealous and angry about it,
Of course.
So that kind of was the end of our relationship.
Your marriage. Now, when you were that 6 months while you were with like banging her and your wife at home and stuff, like did you and her start to get into the lifestyle, or did you only start to get into the lifestyle with the second woman like after you got divorced?
Okay. With the second woman, I wanted to start over. So I was basically like, look, this is what I did. I don't want to do it no more because it was just so hard. It was me and my ex-wife it left a real bad taste in my mouth. I didn't want anything to do with lifestyle anymore. I mean, I was done.
Interesting.
And she kept on asking questions though,
Yeah, I want to keep asking questions about like all the terrible stuff that happened with you and your wife in the lifestyle, because it is a learning lesson for people. No, I know she wanted to hear the good stuff, but I'm just saying, but I could tell you don't want to talk about it. But like, I'm typically talking to people who have done things have gone right. I love a swinger gone wrong story because I think other people can learn from it. I don't feel like I have gotten really like the problem that was going down between you and your wife in the lifestyle. Like it sounds like you were just in the lifestyle the whole time, but it never worked out. I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I think the general thing was, like I said earlier, we just sexually we didn't match. She was basically straight. She didn't care for guy play. She actually did not like it at all. She would say things like, because I would want to go out and hang out with the guy, and maybe I was going to be a little bit submissive with him, and she's like, well, I don't want to have sex with you anymore because I'm not I'm not attracted to you anymore because of all the stuff you're talking about. It was that bad.
Right. So being in the lifestyle just opened you guys both up to really copping to exactly who you were, and when you really saw exactly who you each were, you realized you weren't really compatible.
Yeah, and that's what lifestyle does. It makes you grow as a person. A lot of people don't think about that, but it does make you grow. It makes you do some soul searching and figure out what you want, who you are, all of that stuff. And that's the beauty of lifestyle. And you can have, especially when you're in a couple situation, you both grow. And sometimes, unfortunately, you can grow out of the relationship.
Right, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? I mean,
it's not.
Yeah, I know that everyone thinks like, oh, divorce is like so terrible. It's like a fucking failure. It's like not everyone's meant to be with the same person their whole fucking life. Like, get over it. Like, it's just not a big deal. You were with her for a long time. You really tried, but I think you put yourself in a situation, like you said, that you really did soul searching. You both came out as exactly who you were, and you're no like you can't fault her for not being into what you're into, right? Like she just wasn't into it. You can't change. And like, because you guys really went there and exposed that to each other, you realized you weren't right for each other. I mean, she was not cool, like throwing it in your face and all that stuff. Like that was petty bullshit. But in the long run, I think it was a good thing. And I'm glad like I kind of pushed a little bit, because I think what you just said is like super interesting and important for people to hear.
Yeah, we talk about that actually with our group a lot, and that's what we focus on. We're more like a community.
I like that.
We're there to grow and explore our sexuality, because I think that's what a lot of people, they just think it's a down to fuck kind of thing, and I don't. For some people it is, but for a guy like me, it's not about that. It's about having connections and friendships and networking and socializing. Building a community kind of my thing. But
No, I love
you
that.
know,
I mean, that's like that's why they call it the lifestyle. It is your lifestyle. It's a part of your lifestyle. It's not just something you do when you're horny and you go out, right? Like
yeah,
this is a part of your life.
it really is, and I can't deny it. I'm 44, almost 45 years old, and I just know this is, since I was 13, I've always been very, sexual. So there's no changing who I am. It's just the way I am. And I
Yeah.
just accept myself for that.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
great. But so now you're with this woman. You guys are very much on the same page. You divorce your wife now, and then you're with her. Now, is that when you guys you like don't want to be in the lifestyle, which is interesting, right? You like are totally
Right,
turned off to
yeah,
it.
that's right.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
then what changed
so
with her?
she just kept on asking questions like, people normally do. Is it like in the movies where you
Yeah.
all gang bang each other or, huge group play? Is it like, so I would try to do my best to explain, no, it's not really like that. It's like this, it's like that. So she kept on wearing me down, and I was like, well, maybe this might work with her. Maybe it might work. So I'll give it a go, and sure. So I told her, yeah, let's go to our first hotel party. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was gonna have to like hold her hand, like you see most times, when a guy brings,
A new
a new
girl.
lady to a lifestyle club, yeah, hotel party. You kind of have to guide, your lady around and show her around. Well, as soon as we got there, I was trying to keep up with her. she,
Oh my God, you met your match.
yeah, she was in the Sibian room, she was in the BDSM room, and then all of a sudden she wanted to go in the group room, and then by the end of the night, we ended up in a bed with 6 people, including the host of this freaking hotel event.
Oh my
So,
God. Were you like
so
impressed? You must have been impressed.
I was, yeah, well, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I was not prepared, is what I'm saying. I wasn't
Oh my
prepared.
God. And how did she feel
Oh,
afterwards?
she loved it. She was a natural. She loved it. She had a
Yeah.
great time.
And we're back with Canva Presents Secret Sounds Work Edition. Caller, guess this sound.
It's a mouse click.
So close. That's actually publishing a website with Canva Docs. Next caller.
Definitely a mouse click.
Nice try. It was sorting 100 sticky notes with a Canva whiteboard. We also would have accepted resizing a Canva video into 10 different sizes.
What? No way.
Yes way. One click can go a long way. Love your work at canva.com.
When it comes to raising safe, confident kids, parents have a lot of choices to make. That's why Aquatot Swim School makes water safety one choice that is safe and simple. From year-round instruction and small class sizes to evening and weekend availability and flexible makeup lessons, we're here to get your little ones ready for life's big adventures. Jump into swim lessons at Aquatot Swim School today. Find a location near you at aqua-tots.com.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Now, does she get into girl on girl action herself? I'm going to ask you next about you with
Little
guys,
bit.
but what about, so a
Little
little
bit.
bit? Okay, cool.
She also leans a little straight, but she'll receive oral from women, and she'll kiss and that kind of stuff. But that's as far as she wants to go with it now.
Right, but it doesn't sound like you guys had any kind of real rules going into that night. I mean, you guys just did a
No,
lot of stuff, right? And
we
like,
just
yeah.
yeah, and I don't recommend that. We did not. We just jumped right in. We skipped the full swap, the soft swap. We skipped all
Yeah.
that. We just went to the hotel and just went crazy.
Yeah, but wait a second.
Yeah.
So did she enjoy seeing you with other women?
I don't remember. No, I mean,
yeah.
it was just, I mean, it wasn't, but she does enjoy that though.
She does.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Like, I mean, some people, they just
Oh.
like to be in the middle of an orgy. Some people really get off on seeing their
Oh.
partner,
Oh, okay. With us, we really enjoy watching each other together in the same room. I mean, not because we have to be together in the same room, because we really enjoy it, actually.
Right. So we're looking over, right, while you're banging
Yeah.
someone else and seeing your other partner
Yeah.
having fun too. Yeah, that's what I mean. So you
Yeah.
guys both dig that.
Yeah. I mean, it really is a perfect match, and she loves to see men on men play. So she even watches gay porn. You know
Oh
what
my
I
God!
mean?
Wait. So let's get to
So-
that part of your story
So it's
with her.
perfect woman for me.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I mean?
yeah. Well, let's get to the part where you bring that up to her. Like, when did that happen?
Actually, I dropped that on the first date. Remember, I was talking about the first date, and I told her about the swinger lifestyle. And
Oh,
I
you
also
even
said,
told her
by the
about the
way,
guys.
yeah, because I
Good
didn't want
for
to wait
you.
too long.
Good for you.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, she was great because she really likes it. So she encouraged me. Like I actually, kissed my first guy because she encouraged me to do it and all that stuff. So she really helped me open up with my bi side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she was so accepting of it. And now,
Yeah.
had she been always watching gay porn before she met
Yes.
you? Yeah, there's women like
Yes.
that. Yeah, wow. You
Yeah.
really hit the jackpot there.
Oh, believe me, there's more women than you would imagine that love that.
Yeah, no, I love that you put it out there. She was down. Okay, so now you start to become involved in the community. Is it the same community that you were involved with your ex-wife?
Is it the
Like
same? No.
the same clubs and all those things that you were going to with your
Oh
ex-wife,
yes,
and now you're with this
yes,
girl?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the same. So it was a little awkward. We had to do some membership changes, on the
Yeah.
names and stuff. But yeah, we figured that out.
Okay, cool. So now
Yeah.
now that club that you were going to in those parties, were they open to guy on guy action?
No.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is a regional thing, but where we are, that's not. That's not. I mean, people will say, "Yeah, that's cool. Do your thing," but but just don't do it here. You know what I mean? So,
But every club says that. That's what I mean, that's typically what people tell me is the way that it
yeah.
is.
So I don't know. Yeah, because I have not traveled the whole United States swinger,
Of course.
But in my area, it's definitely not accepted. Yeah.
Okay, so you and her are in the lifestyle and stuff. When do you wind up starting your own group and all that? Like, does that happen soon after in the beginning, or did that happen recently?
No, we got together in 2016. So we ended up doing house parties. We ended up doing other people's house parties, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Going to those, going to hotel parties, having people over. We were on some of the websites like Adult Friend Finders, swinglifestyle.com, all those. And we were having a good time, but just didn't feel like I could be myself. And she also felt like she couldn't be herself. But we still had a good time with all those folks. I got nothing wrong with any other, groups or clubs in the area. Just didn't feel like we fit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, listen, of course for you, something's missing because you can't really fully be yourself because you're into guys, but you can't go there. So that's like a hard boundary for you.
And she's not really full bi either. So they expect that at those clubs too. It's kind of like the norm.
Interesting. Okay, so what goes down now that you know that like this isn't the end all be all, or do you start to look for other places?
So yeah, we did. We just couldn't find them, and eventually, pandemic 2020 happened, and everything got shut down.
Okay.
So we basically said, well, why don't we just have people over at our little house, see how that goes, and maybe we'll have a handful of people over, and let's make sure they're accepting of bisexuals, for men. Let's see how that goes,
Yeah.
And it was great. We had like 24 people over on the first one.
Wow.
And it was, even one of the other club owners came over, and I found that surprising. But yeah, it was good. It was going good for a while. It was under a different name. So, we didn't really have a plan. We didn't plan to do a bunch of them. We didn't plan, but eventually it just became like, people wanted more, so we were every other month for a while there, and eventually we just filled up so much. Now we're 50 to 55 people every month, so it's pretty wild.
So let's go back to that first party though. Like, did you know the couples that were like, down for bi action, or did you just like randomly send something out and then were you surprised by the people that were like, yeah, I'm down?
Oh, we put it out there. No, we put it out there on the Facebook land, Swing Lifestyle, all the websites, that we're doing this as I'm a bi guy, and we encourage people to come if you're bisexual.
Right, but I'm just saying, like,
that.
did people reach out to you, like that club owner and stuff, people that you never realized were bi, or did you only?
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Right. Yeah, that's a big stigma, especially in lifestyle. It's just crazy.
Right.
They'll say they're straight on the profile, straight or whatever. And I don't fault them for that. And honestly, there are some people that are not sure if they want to try, the bisexual play if you're a man. I mean, there are some of those people out there, so they don't want to say that they're bisexual, which I completely understand. But,
no, I know. So, like, were you surprised when you got people back saying, we're coming, and then you're like, wow, that one's bi, that one's bi? Like, you've been seeing these people for a long time, right?
Yeah, especially being in this area.
Yeah.
In the Bible Belt, it can be kind of dangerous. It can be a little scary putting that stuff out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great turnout, and it's a whole different vibe when everyone feels like they could be bi if they want to,
Yeah, because if you think about it, there is, like I said, for you, like you didn't feel like in the regular world of the lifestyle where you were, like something was missing for you. Like you couldn't totally let loose, though the women can, and right? Because it's like a free for all. But really, for any guy that's into guy and guy action, and trust me, there's just as many guys that are into guys as there are girls that are into girls. You know what I mean? There's tons of them out there. It's not like a rare thing.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking that too.
Of course.
I wasn't sure about that, but nowadays I'm really wondering if it's the same.
Of course it is.
Yeah, because
why would it not be?
Sex. Yeah.
Why would it not be? Why would it not be?
And
why would there be any difference? You know what guys say? This is what guys say. My guy friends would be like, "Oh, it's definitely more women are into women than men are into men because women's bodies are so much more attractive. So of course there's going to be more women into that or some stupid shit like that." I'm sorry. I think there's gay, there's homosexual and there's straight, and I think most people are somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? A lot of people, whether they're men or women, and it's just there's still such a stigma attached to it. So many guys aren't like raising their hand, but so many girls didn't raise their hand either before that stigma went away. In my lifetime, it wasn't even cool to be with girls, but it changed like in the 80s. And then every girl was like, oh my God, I have a girl crush. Like every fucking girl was admitting it. If it became cool to have a guy crush or like make out with a guy, like people would be raising their hand. And honestly, nowadays, the young kids, they're all fucking bi. Okay. They all are. The younger kids, the younger generation.
Yeah. See, that's what I was kind of saying a while ago too, is I don't think we're doing anything different. I don't think we're trying to change the world. I think the world is changing.
Yeah, thank God.
And I just noticed it. Because I noticed the people coming to the house, coming to the events, and they're accepting. Like we have straight folks that come to our group. I mean, they don't care.
Yeah,
so
I love
it
that.
does work. Yeah, I mean, it does work.
So let's get back to that first party. What was it like not having those boundaries for the first time for you, like in the middle?
God.
Like, was it super hot?
It was super. It was a breath of fresh air. I'm not even sure if I played that night.
Really?
It was just, it was nice to talk just openly about some of those subjects about, being bi and being, it was almost like everyone was just glad to be able to openly talk about it. I mean, of course, people played that night too, but everybody was smiling, like ear to ear. My face hurt by the end of the night,
Yeah,
we found our tribe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and everybody that was there felt the same way, right?
Yeah, it was just great. And some of those folks are still with us, and it's been 5 years now. Yeah.
And what about that
crazy.
club owner? Did he ever change the game at his club or party, or does he keep it still that way and he just secretly comes to your parties?
Yeah. No. I think he was just scoping us out because he's close by.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's definitely straight.
Oh,
he didn't play that way. Yeah, no. I want to make it clear that nowadays we have BDSM folks, we have fetish. We have different fetishes. We have cuckolding. We have all of those folks, straight included. Okay,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is not exclusively just for bisexuals. It's just I want to create a space for people to feel comfortable to be themselves.
Yeah, I love that. Listen, if you were to exclude other things, it would be no different than when they're excluding bi people. Like the whole point is you're just open to whatever someone's into.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you start this party, you get 24 people, first party, it's a hit. You're smiling, you can't stop. And so what happens? You just start running them regularly?
No, yeah. We I wanted to. I wanted to go like every month, full on. I wanted to do that. She wasn't really ready to because it's a lot of work actually
Of
to
course.
put these together.
Mm-hmm.
And the house is small, right?
Yeah.
It's a small house, so maybe 1,400 square foot, and then I ended up building an addition, like a playroom, like a 700 square foot addition onto the house. So we were able to set the home up for a larger group and more play options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now we've got a swimming pool in the backyard. I mean, it's a nice setup now. So nowadays we're once a month, sometimes twice a month in the summer. But yeah, because we had such a good time in that first year that we really knew we had something. We just didn't know what we were going to do with it. You know?
Yeah, because eventually now
Really
you
took
have
off.
because now you have a place called Club Amore. Like, I mean, this is right. It's not just a party you're really throwing. Is it a place now
Right.
too? And is that place your house or is it another venue?
It's evolved, okay? Because we didn't. Let me explain. We didn't start have a business plan. Hey, we're
Of
gonna
course.
start a buy group. We didn't.
Yeah.
So every year we adjust because we grow every year by like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
So like we had the Facebook chat rooms, we had the Kick chat rooms. They only hold 100 people, so it just became clumsy. So now we have our own like members network that's kind of like a Facebook, and it also has an app. So all of the members have profiles in there, and there's tons of chat rooms. And I run a podcast for the members. I interview our members, so we do that kind of thing. We just evolve over the years, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And so there's, back to your question, now we have 3 houses. We have one an hour south of us, and then we have one coming up that is not ready yet, but should be ready in April, and it's going to be up in the mountains. So that's going to be more like a retreat. So the members offer up the house, and I throw them some of the proceeds for the party. So it truly is a community,
Yeah, so it grew like over time. I mean, we're talking about the past 4 years, right? So now, when did you do the app, and what is the app called, by the way?
So that is, you could go to clubamore.net.
Okay.
And so that is like, it's kind of built for like, they have social apps now where you can build your own app, and this one is designed by Mighty Networks. It's out there, so anyone can do what I'm doing. Okay, and I encourage you to do it. But that's kind of what we're doing, is we're taking the house party experience, and we're like kind of, how would you say, expanding on that. We're adding probably about one house a year. Okay, so eventually right now we're at 2 or 3 parties, a month, but they're at different houses.
Good night, itchy eyes. Good night, sudden sneeze. Good night to your symptoms of allergies. Zysol is the allergy medicine you take before bed. It provides powerful relief while you rest your head. Not just all night, but all the next day. Zysol keeps working, keeping allergies at bay. And without those annoying symptoms disturbing your rest, you can wake up the next morning feeling your absolute best. Remember, be wise all, take Zysol. At night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that. So you started to say like, hey, let's like within the community, other people started offering up their places. So you do the different venues at different times.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yes. And like I said, I throw money towards them for, offering their house as well. So it's kind of like networking community for lifestyle,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. It became a very big community. How many members do you have?
We're right around 400 paid members on the clubamore.net, but on Facebook we're like 7, and we're on Facebook groups there. We're on Fat Life. We're on YouTube. We're all over the place. So there's unpaid members, I guess you could say, as well. So it's up there.
Are you on SDC? That's my affiliate I work with. Like, just because I always I work with them and always are promoting them. Are you on there too?
No, I want to, but it's just we have so many. Like we are on swinglifestyle.com, so
That's
So
SLS.
there's so many platforms, including our own, that we have to manage. So I also have a regular job. So
It's
I'm
hard work. It's a lot of work.
trying to figure it out. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I get it. But wait, so you have all these, you have paid memberships. People could go. So now Club Amore, if they go to your website, they're going to find links to like all the groups to join, right? Whether it's the Facebook
Right.
group or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
yeah, and these are always at people's houses, right? The parties. And now, but a quick question about you, like as far as when it comes to kind of action, are you like
Wait.
Yeah.
Let me stop you. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention we have meet and greets now, and those are public. You don't have to be a member. You just have to be in this area or willing to travel. And those are at like larger breweries.
Yeah, I love
And
that.
last one we had was like 300 people. I mean, it was incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
And explain exactly what goes down. It's basically like people are meeting at like a bar or something like that, right? And they're just like chatting just to get to know like what kind of people are there and stuff like that, right?
Right. We call it a bar takeover. So it's basically we're taking over, and then we charge like $10 at the door, very cheap. And we have a DJ, we give away prizes, stuff like that. And we actually come up with the idea where we're going to grab the surrounding groups from the area and bring them all together for one night and all of their people.
Oh my God.
So it's an amazing night. You really, if you leave the meet and greet without somebody, then something's wrong.
Yeah,
there's somebody for everybody there.
Yeah, that's great. And now, and most of the time at these meet and greets, I mean, because you are open to everything though, but there are a lot of bi guys there too, right?
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. We're one of the larger groups that is holding the event, so our people, I would say our group is still like 80 to 90% bi.
Right.
Men and women. Yeah.
And what's the feedback you get from people? Are people like, oh my God, like thank God I finally found a place where I could be myself?
You just wouldn't imagine like how people not just the bi thing, but like there's a lot of crossover. Like some of the BDSM folks, they feel like they wouldn't go to a swing life or like a swinger, or a swing place, but they do feel comfortable here because it's not a big pressure to have sex here. The emphasis is socializing, making connections and all that stuff and accepting one another. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's great.
So we're kind of, it's not just, sorry, I lost myself there.
No, it's not just about sex. That's what it is. It's about the community. So you're getting, I asked you if a lot of people, are like, thanking you for creating this group where they can be that way.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah. So even the folks that are like into the fetishes and the like way on the outskirts of lifestyle, the BDSM, the polyamorous folks too, I noticed are really they're very excited about coming because some of these folks would like to come to an event like this, but they're worried that it's only going to be down to fuck. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And they don't want to do that. So we're not the DTF group.
Yeah.
So
what are you known as? If you're not the DTF group, like what is your group known as? Like the community group, the group where
we call it a community. So let me give an example. If we throw a house party, it's usually around 6 to 2 a.m. And 4 of those hours are just eating, socializing, drinking, and talking, usually.
Right.
And nothing happens usually until about 10 or 11,
Exactly. No one's banging at 6:30.
And it works for me because that's my vibe too. I want to get to know the people I'm hanging with, or if I'm going to have sex with you, I want to at least know who you are and see if I have a connection with you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it just works for me. And I think there's more people out there like me that were afraid to go to hotel parties like we did. You know what I mean? So I think there is a huge, I think there's a huge amount of people out there that, especially with our group, we get a lot of newbies who don't even go to hotel parties. They just come to us because it's a different vibe. Just like many house parties run this way. It's just hotel parties are more about like you go there to fuck somebody, and that's the
The
main
point.
emphasis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I would assume, because it is such a community, that you have just people who've been, a part of it for a long time, right? Like you do get the newbies always, I'm sure the word gets out,
Yeah.
right? But you have a
Yeah, I would.
core group of a lot of the people who have been there since the beginning and stay because they finally found their place.
Yes, yeah, that's usually how it goes, and that's one of the great things about running this kind of thing. I didn't think about, but you get to watch those couples or those singles evolve over time, and you get to see how their lives change. And man, it's just amazing that they're filling all their bucket lists.
Yeah.
And when they first came, they were just like in the corner, and they didn't want to talk to anyone. But we all like tried to talk to them, and we do, but they came out of their shell is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a really beautiful thing. I do that. I think that is the main reason why I do this, though. I really enjoy bringing people together, and I want people to feel accepted. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you said we talk a lot about this or that with my group, like, I mean, when is all this talking going down? Or is this something that you do like Facebook Lives or something? Or do you talk to people when, like, are you just walking around talking to people when they're there? Do you have like, informational sessions with your community? Like, how, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of socializing and talking at the parties.
Mhm.
And then, on the app that I was talking about, clubamore.net, I have podcasts, and we have a lot of chat rooms. We also have a resident sex therapist on there, and she gives courses once a month. So it's more generally, there's very sexy pictures on the feeds and everything, and some awesome, boobies and cocks and pussies, but there is it's a good balance, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a good balance of socializing and sexiness. Because I always, felt that too, is like on some of these swinger apps, there is nowhere to chat or talk to somebody, other than private messaging,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we have like a feed, where you can comment, you can like, you could share things, you could share articles if you want to, you can write blogs, you can do all that stuff.
Right. So people could get to know each other more than just like, oh, I want to bang you.
Yeah.
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 And now, okay, so now your girl and you, like, you guys just play with everybody. She loves seeing you with guys, right? Like, you guys are all perfectly aligned, right? Opposite of your ex-wife when it comes to what you do at these parties and everything.
Yeah. Compared to my ex-wife, nothing's perfect, but compared to my ex-wife, yeah.
Yeah. Do you play solo or no? Always together?
I did for a little while, like in the beginning when I was, when I was kind of still coming out of my shell with the bi stuff. So I did. She gave me some time to play alone, so I could, find my place. But no, we're just same room, right now. No, I don't play separately. No.
You probably don't need to, right? I mean, you get the guy on guy action when you want it, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really don't have a desire to. And maybe once in a while here at the house, we'll do like, maybe I'll give a guy oral and she'll be outside smoking a cigarette or something.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, I mean.
Now, I'm assuming because it's you have this club or this party, the community where you accept all kinds of kinks and things that people are into. I would assume there's like no age range besides like you can't be too young. You know what I mean? You can't be illegal. Like, I mean, do you have any do you make people send in pictures? Like, do you not allow single guys? I mean, like, do you have any of that kind of stuff? Like,
so
how do you vet people? Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we started our network, is because we really, with the kick and the Facebook chats and all that stuff, you don't really know who they are. You don't know how old they are. So with the network, we can everyone's got profiles, and you have to say that you're 18 and over. Now, to come to our house, you have to be 21 and over.
Right.
So we don't mix around with that.
Mm-hmm.
But
you allow single guys, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Actually, we allow more single guys than any other group does.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We've never had any issues, before. Maybe once with a guy that drank too much at a pool party. We had to kick him out. But as far as thirsty men. No, we don't have that issue in this group. And I think it's because we focus on that social. Some of them thirsty guys, they look at our app and they're like, nah,
Fuck
I
that.
ain't gonna do this. So,
Right,
so they just walk out,
Yeah, you're weeding out the trash that way. I think that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus it's the community. The community really vets these folks in that app. As soon as you get one guy that comes in and starts messaging everybody, are you ready to fuck? Who are you this? I want this, I want that. I get known. All the other moderators get, they know about it, they hear about it, and I got to boot those people. So it's the community that vets all these guys, as well as single ladies. And I must tell you, single ladies, they have a little bit more. We have a little bit more issues with the single ladies, to be honest with you, than the men.
What kind of issues?
Just all kinds of drama.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's almost like an entitlement kind of thing. It's always a he said, she said thing.
Oh.
And it's just, so we've had to boot a bunch of those out.
Yeah. Does your girl deal with that a little bit more because she understands? I don't know.
We kind of have a thing where all of us get, the moderators and admins, we get together, and if it's something that we really need to talk about, we'll do that together.
Yeah.
In a group.
Yeah, I love that. Now, you said you have some paid members and non-paid members. Like, what does the paid membership get people that's different than the free membership?
Yeah, it's just $5 a month. It just gives you access to the whole app, basically, and then you pay a little extra membership to come to the house parties.
Right.
So there's a $30 membership there for right now for the house parties, and that's it. Yeah, we keep it simple.
Yeah, that's not bad, and that gets you in the know of everything that's going down. Do you have people that travel to your place? Like, has word got out? Because I can imagine, right?
Yeah, it's about 5 to 6 hours. Some of them are, we go all the way from Virginia down to Georgia, and we're in the central North Carolina area. So yeah.
And now you're out. I mean, this is your name. This is your shit. I know your girl isn't really out, but like, has word got out in your vanilla life that this is what you do? And did you get any backlash for it, or were people cool, or do people still not know?
Well, for me, I really don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't bring it up either.
Of course.
I don't bring it up.
Yeah.
But if somebody, wants to talk about it, or they have a really strong opinion about transgenders or some of that bullshit, then I'll talk to them about it, and I'll tell them who I am and what I do, and I'll try to put them in the right direction. But no, it doesn't. And I run my own business on the side, I run my own business, as a main thing anyway.
Yeah.
So
it does. No one could fire you, is what you're saying.
No one to fire me.
Yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, do you have family members that found out that this is what you do? Or
yeah. Oh yeah, they all found out one way or another, probably from people talking or something.
Yeah.
But I don't go and talk to my family and tell them this. But yeah, they know.
They know.
We don't talk about it, but they know.
Yeah, why? That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, how great is it to be just like really just like out and proud and have no secrets, right? And be with the right kind of person that knows, and it's all good, right? You're living your best life.
I think that's the benefit. Yeah, and I think that's part of getting older too, right? You just don't give a fuck anymore, right? And I never did from the beginning.
Yeah. So now you really
here I am talking on a podcast in the hot seat.
Oh my God, you're right. And you're no voice change, no fake name, right? I mean, this is all the real thing. All right, listen, I love your story, David, and I know that so many people are going to be like dying to get all this information and check you guys out, and come to your fucking parties, because there's so many bi guys out there. They're all on my show. Come on. So give your shout outs to everything again, and then do me a favor when we get off the phone, like send me some pics, like maybe of like the party, or like, I don't know, and links, do me that favor. Send me links to your party as well. Whatever is the best one. I'm assuming it's the website.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just shout out the main website, Club Amore. It's clubamorenc.com, and that will give you all the links to our private members network. It will give you the links to our Facebook and the YouTube, all of that stuff. And man, I'm so glad you had me on the show, and I would love to come back with my partner if I can talk her into it. Yeah, if I can
Yes.
talk her into it, I think you two would get along because she's very bubbly and she loves to, joke around just like you.
Yeah,
So,
no, I love that. Maybe we do
yeah.
like, what would be super fun, I think, is like, and I could put the word out like on my Patreon because I have over 2,500 members there, and you could even put it out on your groups. We do like a Q&A, and we find out like what are the things, like the questions that people would have for people in your position, you and your partner, right? And maybe we do like a Q&A with you guys. Don't you think that would be cool?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
some
let's do it.
Cross-promotion would be great.
Yeah. And then you could put the word out, like I said, for questions and answers, and me too. And then we'll come together. We'll figure out which are the best ones, and we'll do a whole episode on it with your girl.
Sounds great. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
All right, so just book it. We'll book it in a month from now, right? So we have time to gather that stuff. But I'm going to put the clubamorenc.com link will be in the description, so no one has to remember it if they're listening and they're driving. Thanks so much for coming on. I love what you're doing. I always talk about the fact that it is ridiculous that there's still a stigma around it. I love that you have taken the lifestyle to another level. It's about fucking time. It's weird that no one else has done this. I really hope you inspire some people who are like you in the lifestyle to do something like this themselves, because there need to be more of you. But I love that you have a place where people could go. It's in North Carolina or in that area. So I know I'm going to get a lot of people checking you guys out. I'll put the links there. And thanks so much for calling in. I loved your story, and we're going to talk again.
Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye, David.
Bye.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of casino-style games like bingo, slots, and solitaire anytime, anywhere, with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. T&Cs apply.
Marketing is hard. But I'll tell you a little secret. It doesn't have to be. Let me point something out. You're listening to a podcast right now, and it's great. You love the host. You seek it out and download it. You listen to it while driving, working out, cooking, even going to the bathroom. Podcasts are a pretty close companion. And this is a podcast ad. Did I get your attention? You can reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a pre-produced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience in their favorite podcasts with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com, that's LIBSYN, ads.com today. Marketing is hard. But I'll tell you a little secret. It doesn't have to be. Let me point something out. You're listening to a podcast right now, and it's great. You love the host. You seek it out and download it. You listen to it while driving, working out, cooking, even going to the bathroom. Podcasts are a pretty close companion. And this is a podcast ad. Did I get your attention? You can reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a pre-produced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience in their favorite podcasts with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com, that's LIBSYN, ads.com today. Marketing is hard. But I'll tell you a little secret. It doesn't have to be. Let me point something out. You're listening to a podcast right now, and it's great. You love the host. You seek it out and download it. You listen to it while driving, working out, cooking, even going to the bathroom. Podcasts are a pretty close companion. And this is a podcast ad. Did I get your attention? You can reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a pre-produced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience in their favorite podcasts with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com, that's LIBSYN, ads.com today.
Good news. Strictly Anonymous Podcast is looking for people to call into the show. So if you lead an interesting, naughty secret life that you want to talk about while remaining anonymous, or not anonymous, if you're out and proud, that's cool too. Send me an email, strictlyanonymouspodcast@gmail.com. That's strictlyanonymouspodcast strictlyanonymous@gmail.com, or go to my website, strictlyanonymouspodcast.com, and click on Be on the Show. If you have a short confession that you want to get off your back, call my confessions hotline, 347-420-3579. That's 347-420-3579. You could call that number 24/7. I change all the voices on the confessions too, so you remain anonymous. The number, the website, and the email address will all be in the description. If you want to follow the show, follow me at Strict Anonymous on either Instagram or Twitter. That's at Strict Anonymous. And if you want to sign up for my Patreon, you're not only supporting my show, but you're going to get all of these episodes early and ad-free. You're going to get anonymous pics of all of my guests. Most of the girls send me in anonymous hot pics of themselves, and some of the guys are sending me in anonymous pics as well. You also get access to my private Discord, where people are getting super naughty. If you sign up for my Discord, you could post whatever you want and talk to my other listeners. To sign up for my Patreon, just go to patreon.com/strictlyanonymouspodcast. That's patreon.com/strictlyanonymouspodcast. The links and everything else I spoke about are all in the description. Thanks so much for listening.
This is the Strictly Anonymous Podcast.